Three of the whitest people on the planet sitting on a sofa talking about race. Isn't that fascinating? That is Fox and Friends. That is what that is. So they're honestly telling their viewer, I think there's one or two left, their viewer, that there's an attack on white culture. Okay, what the hell is white culture? What comes to mind when I say white culture? Mayo? Mayonnaise? I mean, what is white culture? What is it? Not paying people? Oh, well, Supreme Court just stepped into that one. Yeah, they did. So it was an antitrust lawsuit is basically what it was. NCAA versus Alston, or Alston versus NCAA. And the Supreme Court decided today that college athletes should get paid. Oh! College athletes should get paid. Well, where on earth will they ever find the money? Where will the NCAA ever find the cash to pay people to play sports for them? Where? I'll tell you, the Supreme Court is sometimes really rancid, but it's never 100% rancid. And this was a 9-0 ruling. It was an antitrust case, basically, is what it is. And Kavanaugh wrote that the NCAA is not above the law. The NCAA couches its arguments for not paying student athletes in innocuous labels. White culture, maybe? Would that be one of the labels? I don't know. But the labels cannot disguise the reality. The NCAA's business model would be flatly illegal in any other industry in America. That was a long time coming. Just what, about 115 years? Something like that there? 115 years, yeah. The NCAA was founded, if you don't know, by Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, 115 years they've been trying to get paid. 115 years. So I guess white culture is mayonnaise and not paying people. And, you know, the girl that sits on the sofa there on the Fox News doesn't have to have the talk with her kids. So therefore, she wants to defend white culture, whatever the hell that is. I'm really asking, you know, I'm pasty white. I'm like super, super white. You know how much makeup I'm wearing, because if you check my Twitter account, you'll see how much freaking makeup I have to put on my face just to look this white, okay? Just to look this pale. But yeah, I don't know what white culture is. I was sitting around thinking about it. Because they're on the Fox News, you know, just railing about how white culture has to be preserved, and we can't teach history in America, because if we taught history in America, somehow white culture would suffer. Now, I don't know what white culture is, so I'm not sure how it would suffer, but white people in this audience, you could tell me what the hell white culture is, because I have no earthly idea. When I think about what it is, what it could be, what it includes, all I can think of is like red striped bologna, mayonnaise, saltines, ketchup, hot water, and you know, you can't even like, and not paying people. That's it. That's all I could come up with. You know, you start walking into the music arena, not exactly white culture, unless you're talking about like clogging. Do you know what I mean? Dancing, clogging. Again, here we are.
River dance.
Right. Well, that's European. That's not even like, well, I guess, yeah, I mean, do we have to include river dance? Then, I mean, where are we with white culture? I have no earthly idea what it might be. But anyway, I know it has to do with not paying people. I know that. And so the court ruling says that college athletes can be paid, but it does say only in a very limited way. Because this is America, and we all only get paid in a very limited way. So get used to it, you know what I mean? If not paying people doing the work would have been okay, I just want you to know then it's not a business, it's a criminal enterprise is what it is, or a plantation. Do you know what I'm saying? So Justice Brett Kavanaugh's concurring opinion literally blasted the NCAA because, you know, he knows what college ought to be. It ought to be a very special time in your life. involving beer and nicknames and sexual assault, apparently, and quaaludes. And he wants to preserve that part of the college. So I don't know. I mean, in dozens of states, in dozens of American states, the highest paid person is the football coach, the college football coach, or the basketball coach. That is the highest paid position in the state. In the state. So, it's just like the rest of America, I guess. It's just like white culture, where the CEO gets everything and we all get squat, is what it is. We get this much. But they said a limited way. So here's the really rich part of this. So they went this far, okay? This is what they call a narrow opinion. Like all the opinions have been narrow. So they said that they could pay the players of college sports in a limited way, meaning that anything that goes toward their education would be okay to spend money on. So are we saying that the pay that they get goes back to the school? Because that would also be a racket. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to make of this, except people seem to be happy because for 115 years you got nothing. And, we've had television for about 50 of those years. I'm getting email. For about 50 of those years. And what's crazy is the college athletes haven't gotten anything. Nothing. They get nothing. So either what the NCAA is doing is criminal or plantation style, or it's right-wing capitalism, where, hey, at some future date, we all might just be working for room and board. We could go back to that. I don't know if you remember or if they taught it to you in your school. Did they teach you about the labor movement in your school? Did they teach you about living on the company's plantation, living in the company house and working for the company and getting paid in company shit? You have to be very careful when you say that word because it's very similar to what it is. Sounds like what it is. Because we could go back to that. For Republicans, they've been purging their election supervisors. They've been purging their nonpartisan election boards. Oh, yeah, they've been getting rid of all kinds of election board members, especially in Georgia. Just firing people, purging them, retiring them forcibly, basically, so that the legislatures can choose the results of an election if they don't like it. And right-wing capitalism leads to company shit.